morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Dinner with the Olsons. I'm like, what did we call it? And as I'm watching my husband feed the dogs Pepsi and bourbon. Interesting. They love it. But they were also just eating tomatoes off the floor and swimming in the creek in front of the house. So, you know, they all have great taste. Anyway, so tonight we're going to make chili lime pork. And it is featured in this season's best cookbook. And it just looked yummy. So I thought I'd make it. So I've kind of started, I pre-prepared some things. And one of those things was to heat the oil in the cast iron skillet over medium heat for 6 minutes. Well, it's probably been there for 12 now. So, eek! My husband's been screaming at me, "You smoke it, it's gonna explode!" So, it is hot. So, but before we move on, maybe we'll just add a little more oil to the cast iron skillet. It is smoking. Smoking! Because it's hot. We're going to turn on the little fan above it just to suck up a little bit of that smoke because he's like freaked me out now. He's like, it's going to explode. Then. So anyway, so we've got that preheated. We're going to season the pork. So it calls for 4 boneless pork chops. I have 6 because my family really likes pork chops. And so there you have it. I need my pork chop hold-in tool. So we're going to season these. You know, they come in a pack of 3. So if you buy in 4 and you got to buy them in packs of 3, you might as well buy 6. So here we have it. So it says to season the pork with 1 tablespoon of the rub. It's the chili lime rub. And this just came, I think it was re-released. So it's a brand new product or a new back on the shelves. It's new, back available. Blah, I can't even talk. So we're going to pre-season our meat with this. We are just going to give it a good sprinkle, and then I'm going to turn them over and give them another good sprinkle. And you guys are too close to see what the heck I'm doing. Because Pepsi Boy took your spot. So that would be Bourbon Boy. There we go. Now you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to flip these. You know, I don't like to touch raw meat, so we are going to use our, this is my mail opening tool. Tonight it is the meat flipper. So, for those of you that did not craft with me last night, you didn't hear this about my raw meat, my cooking meat experience. So last night I was cooking chicken thighs and drumsticks, bone-in the deluxe air fryer. And they were delicious, by the way. But in the midst of it, I was like, ooh, I should check and see how done they are. So I got the thermometer, stuck it in, and blood comes gushing out. I was like, oh, what was that? Because never has that happened before when you're cooking anything boneless. I was like, oh my God, it's alive. And I'm like, is it supposed to do that? And Tony's like, well, it does that if there's bones in them and it's not done. I was like, oh. Well, that was really gross, and now I don't think I can eat them when they are done. But anyway, they did cook. I checked them. They were like 170, 165 is done, so I made sure they were done, and they were delish. Later, not when the blood squirted out. That meant they still needed to cook. So anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and skip a step because it's just removing kernels from the corn and blah, 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 blah. Some things that we'll do while this is cooking. Excuse me. So it says place the pork chops in the skillet, sear the pork undisturbed for 4 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and get these in there, and we're going to sear them undisturbed for 4 minutes. So I'm going to let you guys fly over here so you can see what's going on in the smoking hot pan. And as we add these. Now I'm just hoping that I can still get 6 in this pan since we're supposed to be cooking 4. Ooh, and you can tell my oil, my stove must not be completely level because all the oil is running this way. But look at that, we got All of them in there. I'm going to set my timer for 4 minutes. Oh, baby. And as those are searing, ooh, it's getting loud in here. For 4 minutes, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next step, which was calls for 2 ears of corn with the husks removed. Uno and dos, got those right here. And 1 medium red bell pepper and 1 small red onion. We already had half a red bell pepper, so I'm doing 1 1/2 since I'm doing 6 pork chops. So I've got those. I've got my red peppers just kind of chunked right here. And I'm just going to pop these in here. Pop some of them in. And we're going to give them a good choppity chop. Because we are supposed to be chopping the pepper and onion in the manual food process. And I must have too many in there because it does not want to chop. As we chop that down, we can add a few more. Go ahead and get all my pepper in there, and then we'll add some onion. Red bell peppers in here, and got my pork chop searing. And I'm going to add my onion to this, but I kind of ran out of room. So I'm just going to put these in a little prep bowl, set them to the side. And put our blade back in, and we're going to add our eggs. Bump, 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 bump. Chop our onion. Really small because some people don't like onions. Don't mind my dogs. They think it's playtime. Alright, so now we've got our onions and we've got our red pepper. Yummo, yummo. Put that on the counter, but that's okay. And then we are going to remove the kernels from our cob. So I'm going to, I don't know how much corn that's going to give me, but so we're going to take our corn. My husband's usually the one that gets to do this. Let's just checking my signs. Take our corn remover and you're just going to slide down the corn. If you have anybody that wears braces or they just don't like to get the corn cob, you know, the corn on the cob in their teeth, anything like that, this is just perfect for them. If you freeze corn, here you go, you can just cut it off and stick it in the freezer. Do not let the dogs eat that. Alright, so our buzzer just went off on our pork chops, so we did that for 4 minutes. Now we're going to flip them and cook for another 4 to 6 minutes or until the internal temperature reaches 140. So I'm just going to flip those. You guys can fly over with me and watch. Because it's always more fun when you're watching, right? You get to see what I'm doing. Turn my heat up a little baby bit. See those? Got a beautiful sear on it. That sear will help. Whoops, sorry you guys just went for a nose dive. Whoopsies, and you're upside down. There we go. So the searing, when you sear your meat, that will help keep the moisture in. So when you're cooking it, that sear will help maintain the moisture. Alright, so now I'm just going to do my other ear of corn. Gotta make sure I get down far enough to actually get the whole kernel off. And if I would have started a little bit higher on my corn cob, I wouldn't have to go back and do the other end. But there you go. You don't give the corn cobs to your dogs because they can't digest them. And I actually remember reading about that when Crosby was a puppy, because I wanted to find different things that she could chew on that would be good for her. And that was one of the things that was like, no, no, no. And then we had a reminder of that when one of our neighbors is feeding that to Pumpkin. Or she's digging it out of the trash, whatever the case may be. Oh no, there they are. So now I'm just going to use my handy dandy scrapers. When you buy these, they come single, but you should always buy them in a pair. So that way you can scoop and pour. Because isn't that so much easier than, yeah, you've got it all scraped up, but then how do you pick it up? So I learned that little lesson watching, it was just a Pampered Chef like director meeting or something, and I was like, oh my gosh, I never knew that. But it makes so much sense, and they're not really expensive, so when you buy them, make sure you buy two. So, all right, there we go. We've got our corn ready, and once our pork is done, it says to add the corn and cook undisturbed for 4 more minutes. But we're going to remove the pork, so it'll just be the corn by itself. So let me just move this out of our way. Ooh, use the garlic oil and Italian seasoning, or the rosemary and herb. Bella likes that. I just got it. Yeah. So he's making potatoes for a side. Because so many times, like last night, I made chicken, and that's all I made. So we had chicken thighs. That was it for dinner. Oh. So I'm not really done. Sorry. I'll just bring that right on back over. Let me give it a little rinse. Excuse me, honey. Sometimes we have to share the kitchen. Not often, but sometimes. Oh, I didn't set the timer on those first times, but yes, I did. Or is that yours?
That's mine.
How long did you have it set for?
3 minutes.
All right. So he set his timer, I didn't set mine, so let's just check the doneness of this pork chops. We'll just fly over here, we'll grab our thermometer. Sorry you guys, I can't do this with one hand yet. Pop my thermometer open, make sure to push the button so it's on, and we'll poke it in. I love this because it's going to tell me pork right here should be 145 for medium. I don't know if you guys can read it. And it looks like they're currently about 110 to 120. So we will let them continue cooking for a little bit. No, Bella, I'm cooking dinner right now. Thank you. So while those continue to cook, we're going to go ahead and cut our zucchini. We got one small zucchini. We're going to cut it into half moons. So I've already cut the ends off my zucchini, and I've already cut it lengthwise in half. So I'm just going to set them up here, on here, so you can see. And we're just going to go, and sometimes I have to rock this just till I get it lined up. Da-da-da-da. And we just cut those in little half moons. Voila. So perfectly sliced half moons. And we're going to do that again with the other half. So when you send your son to the Target to get a puzzle because we needed something to do, and I said, "Oh, you might grab some ice cream while you're out." Now I get a call or a text or whatever going, "Do you want Sonic?" No, I wanted you to get some ice cream to put in the freezer. You knucklehead. Or whatever, I'm not going to eat it. So, all right, we've got our zucchini cut up, and then we're going to cut our tomatoes in half. Well, this is going to be a tough one because I don't really like tomatoes. And it calls for 1 cup of baked tomatoes. Now, it's not really a tough one because I don't like tomatoes. It's a tough one because I actually don't have something that Pampered Chef makes. My husband is probably in disbelief at the moment. It's like, what? You don't have something? And there's quite a few things I don't have. But so we're going to try this. That you can take your tomatoes, put them on a plate, and sandwich them. Don't press. And then I don't know. Not the bread knife. How about this? It's probably not the smartest knife to use to cut these, but I know that it's going to go all the way through it. And you just cut your tomatoes like this. And I've never actually done it, but oh wow. This one, it just barely cut. But that pretty much halved our tomatoes. So do you see that? Look at that. So now we know that that is how you can have your cherry tomatoes without having to do them individually and having it squirt that juice everywhere. So voila, look at that. Some of these are kind of big because I probably didn't press down as hard as I should have, but now you know. So which these are, cutting them this way or cutting them that way. Perfect little. Don't try to cut them after they've already been cut, because that's when they go swoosh and they ooze everywhere. But again, I'm not going to eat the tomatoes, just like some people aren't going to probably eat the zucchini. It's all good. We'll just take those off. Hey, look. And now we can just put our zucchinis on this little plate. All our little half moons. We're going to check our pork again because it should be done. Hopefully not well done. But let's fly on over and check our pork. Hi, Kathy. Tonight we're making chili lime pork. And we're just checking our pork here to see how it's doing. We've already flipped it. So I never know if I've got this in the middle or if it's going all the way through. It's almost there. That one's about 130. So yeah, we're at about 130, so we'll let them guys cook just a little bit longer. And that's all I've got going on right now. So, oh, but did you look and see if we had any? That cheese that I asked you about? Fella, it calls for queso fresco crumbled, but I could not find queso fresco crumbled. I mean, right now we are living in a pandemic. It's hard to find much of anything. And I thought I got feta, but maybe I didn't. He's gonna go with I probably didn't. So we may or may not be able to top it with that. Ooh. I don't know. I thought I got feta, but we could always put this. I did get cottage cheese. I got cream cheese. Tell me what I know I got.
Got some Famunda cheese.
Some Famunda cheese.
Famunda here and Famunda there.
He's so silly. Goodness gracious. I've got the fan going. I've got the meats making that meat noise, and then I've got the dogs in there playing. So we are going to top this. Once it's done, you can top it with your some remaining rub, your tomatoes, your queso fresco, and some fresh cilantro. So
I'm not seeing it.
he's not seeing it. So maybe, I don't know how I did not get that. If it was on my list. Usually I'm pretty good with my list. But it is a little bit hard right now to find anything in my fridge. It's not in the mini fridge. But there are little mini sandwiches in there.
I don't know. I've been eating them already.
No. I know, I forget that I get those. I get those for the kids. Because, you know, sometimes they wake up and they're just starving. And they look in that fridge and there's nothing magically appearing, pre-made and ready to eat without heating. Look at that. We've got some fresh cilantro. The only time I can
What's this for?
roll my R's. Well, because I need some cheese. And it's a white cheddar, so maybe I'll add that. I don't know yet. Let's check our meat. Oh, 140, 143, 144, 146.
Might turn them.
I went all the way through it. So it's saying your pan is like 1,000 degrees. All right, they're all done. So I'm just going to remove those real quick. What'd you say? So I'm removing those, and I think Tom's going to cover those with a little bit of foil or something. And while he's doing that, okay, it says to remove the pork from the skillet. Then we're going to add the corn and cook undisturbed for 4 minutes. So here we go.
Are you putting these back on or anything?
No, I think that's it. Just putting my corn in there. I got to turn the thing back on to about medium. Pop my corn in there. It's going to cook undisturbed for 4 minutes. So let's set a timer. Voila! So while that's cooking, it says then that you can slice your zucchini and your tomatoes and add the onion and bell pepper to the skillet and cook for 4 minutes, stirring occasionally. So then after that 4 minutes, then we're going to add the zucchini and the garlic. Ah! We haven't done any garlic yet. And cook it for an additional 2 minutes. Then you're going to add your tomatoes and your cilantro and your cheese to the top, and you're going to serve that with your pork chops. So he is going to keep those pork chops warm. He's got them covered and then covered and then covered, so they will not get cold. And in the meantime, let's see how much we need. 2 cloves of garlic, and we're just going to go ahead. Why don't we just add those right to the tops of our zucchini, since that's where they're going to go, and we're going to press them. So, can you hand me, since you're in there, can you hand me the garlic, please? Please, if you'd like. Where's my garlic squeezer? Look at that, and there's 2 cloves right there.
Why don't you squirt one on there?
Oh, I can do that, and we'll squirt one on the potato seeds.
Do you need another one for that one?
No.
Just one?
I'm just going to squirt this right. No, I needed 2, and I grabbed 2 of them.
Oh, but what about my potatoes?
I'm going to, well, that's what I thought you were getting another.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Yes. I decided I'm not going to squirt those on the zucchinis. We're just going to add them right into the onions. It said not to. Well, it said not to. It said to leave it undisturbed for 4 minutes. He's stirring it anyway. Thank you. He disturbed it. I'm going to go give him a swish of garlic, and I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. So Kathy's asking a question. Can you read that, hon? You just want one? You need more than one of these.
No, we're alright. Then we'll put some garlic powder.
No. Or use that garlic oil. That's not what we need.
That's just too strong.
Kathy, so this week you look so much more put together than last week. I must be getting used to the staying home daily thing. You girl, I stay home all the time anyway. I don't know.
Ask her if she can do it today.
I'm not gonna ask her that alive. But so
You should have worked today.
yes, Tony is helping, and he wants to know if you went to work today, or I think there was a snow day because it was in the forecast that it was supposed to snow, and so a lot of people were taking a snow day. Yeah, no, it's not getting used to staying home all day, but I have not. It's been too cold to go walking, so there might be the thing, because before I was walking 4 miles and I'd take the dog, so that was like an hour and a half, and of course I wouldn't. So I'd get ready, and then I'd go and walk from like 2 to 4, and then I'd come back and have to get ready all over again. So she said, yes, all better. Good. So anyway, I don't know what that was all about, but now you know. So, all right. Oh, we got 2 seconds left. Well, we had 2 seconds. Somebody canceled our timer. So we need to add our zucchini. Wait, yeah. Our zucchini. No, we're adding our onion and bell pepper and cooking this for 4 minutes. Maybe that was my timer.
It wasn't on.
Oh, and you guys want to see? I don't know how much you can see besides my butt. So do you still want to go to the lake? Of course we want to go to the lake. When? I don't know. Oh. You like my stir? I figured I was already using these to get the pork, so why not use it for everything else? It's like I got a few big pieces of pepper, but that's okay. This smells yummy. So we're just going to let that cook for 4 minutes. Set my timer. Stop. When are you going to the lake, Kat? And it might be that I'm already drinking. That's the one you're talking about. That last Friday. That was a fun video, wasn't it? So I just love next weekend. Ooh, I don't know. Because I'm already posted that I'm doing lives on Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then I posted that for the next 3 weeks I'm doing craft parties on Thursdays. So starting next Thursday for the next 3. So, but I don't know if we get good enough service down at your at the lake, I can maybe do. I can just go live from there. Anyway, dinner is almost done. We've got about 6 minutes left. And that's all I know. So, let's see. Anybody else know anything?
They don't have any puzzles.
None, not a single one.
Not a single one.
Seriously, you needed to go to Price Chopper. I think they have them.
Yeah, what?
I think
Yeah, they're
I
probably.
think he got lost. I don't think he was really looking for puzzles. Anybody seen any good puzzles out there? I need a puzzle. I sent my son to buy me a puzzle. He said Tarjay did not have any puzzles. Okay, I can do a live from there. From the lake. I'm live, by the way.
From the lake?
Yeah, I can do live from there.
When are we going to the lake?
Next weekend, maybe?
Next weekend?
Maybe. Anthony's like, okay. Maybe. Nothing's set in stone. This cilantro smells so so good. Some people, cilantro is like a love or hate it kind of thing. Some people love it, some people hate it. Some people think it smells and tastes like soap. Let's see, we have like 2 minutes remaining. Let's go ahead and throw in our zooks. Our zucchinis. And we'll stir them in. Come on, fly over with me, my followers. Can you guys see my little happy family in here? What are you loving, Kathy? Are you loving dinner, or are you loving the fact that I might be going to the lake to do it live from there? So much fun! I wonder if my husband would join us.
Nope.
How did I know that answer?
Too much work.
Too much work. Too much work. Maybe if he gives the kids some chores.
That'll be.
So today's my dad's birthday. I need to call him. I wished him a happy birthday on Facebook. He's not on Facebook, but I figured maybe my mother would show him. Maybe, but she's not on here watching me either, so I don't know. Oh, you love cilantro. Well, duh. I love cilantro too. Somebody just hit their head on the counter behind me. And there's a reason why we named him Pumpkin. That head is so big. You guys, this smells and looks so yummy and colorful, doesn't it? Can you guys see all the colors in that? So, I want to put a lid on it so that it doesn't say to. So, we'll just let it continue to cook for a few minutes. Oh, my timer's almost done, so let's go ahead and time it for 2 minutes.
Do it?
Oops, no.
Feel like acid cleaning, like added, like.
All right, so nobody has popped in and told me if they've seen any puzzles out and about. I saw somebody posted a really cool beer puzzle that they did that they got at Price Chopper, which sounds really cool. And, well, maybe I'll go there. I do have some groceries I need to get. Really didn't want to go on a weekend, but I'm out of flour. I'm out of brown sugar. I made muffins this morning, so I've got my little lineup here. So I need brown sugar, flour, stick butter, everything you need for baking. Probably need to grab a brownie mix or two.
Tastes actually almost better.
But I made banana pumpkin oatmeal chocolate chip muffins with a little streusel topping again today. I'm going to send up some to Daddy for his birthday. Anthony's going to go up and mow tomorrow. He was going to go yesterday, or, well, Papa wanted him yesterday, but it was rainy and nasty. And then he was going to go today, but again, still cold and just not a good day for mowing. So he's going to go up tomorrow and he can take him all that. Sounds like I'll be looking for a puzzle. I have a little Dollar Tree puzzle, but yeah, it is what it is. Okay, so anyway, this is pretty much done. We're going to add some my cheese on the top. We're going to add some cilantro and serve it with the pork chops. So I'll take a picture and post it in the comments and let you guys know how it was. All right, thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. Bye, guys.